Hi, my name is Sandy Walker, and I'm here today to introduce you to my first cookbook, Celebrating with Friends and Family. This book has been a labor of love, and it contains over 100 years of family recipes and recipes that I'd like to share with you. And with those recipes, there's stories too of our family, funny stories, cute stories, compilations of different recipes that we have set out in the backyard and discussed, in the kitchen discussed, and old recipes that we've revamped. And today, out of my cookbook, I would love to make for you a really neat and easy recipe that is my pineapple upside down cake. And it's the pineapple upside down cake that I'm going to bake for you today is a recipe that my mother made over and over and over again. And when I grew up and started baking myself, I changed it to make it, of course, more delicious and that much more fattening, with that much more butter in it to make the cake what it is today. And also, too, I made some easy changes too, which you'll see. So today, I'd love to share that with you. The biggest secret in my pineapple upside down cake was I quit using a homemade method to make this pineapple upside down cake and decided that cake mix does exactly the same thing. And I made it that way for many years, and I loved the cake mix until they finally came out with a pound cake mix. And then I took it a couple steps further with changing the liquid ingredients in it too. So what you do is you take a pound cake, any old pound cake that you like, dump that in your mixer. Instead of any liquids, you use the heavy whipping cream. And you just dump all this in your mixer. Your oil goes in. Your 2 eggs go in. And then, one of the little secrets that I've learned in using pound cake or using any kind of box cake is to use a little bit of almond extract, and it makes it wonderful. And so we're using about a 1/4 teaspoon of almond extract. And then we mix it for about 2 to 3 minutes or until it's all really, really smooth. Here we go. And there you have it, 2 minutes. Ready to go. So now, you just take your bowl off. Clean the paddle off and get all the good stuff off. You don't want to leave one single morsel. And then this is going to sit aside while we're preparing the pineapple and the glaze for the top. Well, actually the bottom, which will now become the top. Okay, so now for the glaze, you have to have a black iron skillet. That's all there is to it. It won't work in anything else. And the funny thing, and this may sound crazy, and I don't know why I do this, and doesn't make any sense maybe, but I always spray with a little Pam on the bottom of the skillet before I put my butter in. Okay, now you take 2 sticks of butter. You get that in your skillet and get it to melting and bubbling. And when it's there you go. So when it starts getting hot and everything's melted, then I'm going to put my brown sugar in, and that will make our glaze. It seems like a lot of butter and it seems like a lot of sugar, but it really is beautiful. And it's something to, you don't have this every day. This is for special occasions. So now I'm going to put about 3/4 of a box of brown sugar in. And you can I've used dark brown or light brown. It all comes out fabulous either way. And you kind of have to eyeball it to where you have a nice proportion of butter to your sugar, where it's nice and bubbly. There we go, and we're almost ready to take this off the fire. And we are ready. Now, off the fire, I can let this, because it's gotten really caramelized and looking good, and it's ready. It's ready for our fruit. Now, I have taken our pineapple and the cherries, and I drained them overnight, so they're nice and dry. And I'm going to start in the center, putting my pineapple, and be really careful because this is hot sugar and it will burn you so quick. So just start putting your pineapples around your rings. Make them pretty. And then with your cherries, and I found these gorgeous extra large cherries at the market the other day, and they're just exquisite, and they'll be so fabulous on this cake. You just plop in. You do it really quick, so you while your sugar is really hot, because then we're going to put the cake mix on top of it. Fill in all the holes of the cherries, as well as the spaces that you have, just to, use all those cherries that you can. And let me see. I think I've got every space done. Yep, we're done. Good. Okay, now very carefully take your cake mix and pour it into your black iron skillet. Just spread it around. This ends up being about half cake and half glaze, but it's spectacular. You will love it, and your guests will just go crazy for it. I had a friend of mine in California that I write about in the book and tell the story that I had done this for a party, and he was sitting at the counter, and I had been, swirling around the kitchen making dinner, and I'd put this in the oven because it only takes about 35-45 minutes to cook. And when I pulled this out of the oven and plopped it on my cake plate, his eyes just lit up. It's like, when did you do that? And I was like, well, I just did it while I was standing here talking to you. So it's an easy dessert, but it's just it's very, very, dramatic too. So now, in a preheated oven at 350 degrees, we're going to pop it in the oven, and it's going to stay in the oven for about 35-40 minutes. And here we go. See you later. Okay, looks like we have cake. Let me see. Final skewer test. Clean. Yay. I always do it at least twice to make sure. So now, let's go over to our platter. And like magic, there it is. Isn't it gorgeous? That easy, that quick. Pineapple upside down cake, Southern style. So now we get to cut into her. And even though you're not here to taste this lovely delight, you'll have to try it yourself at home. And do cut yourself a nice big wedge as I spill it all over myself. But that's okay too. Isn't that gorgeous? And it's yummy, yummy, yummy. Mmm, perfect every time. Can't go wrong. Now you have to buy the book and try my pineapple upside down cake. It is the best.